Right back to David Montgomery. Look at that stutter step. Patient. And David Montgomery.
Good morning, good afternoon, good night. This your boy Nonsense Snap here, and in today's video, Chicago Over Everything Sports, I'll be bringing you the game recap to the Chicago Bears versus the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, if you're a Bears fan like myself and you watch this game, you got to say this was a shit show, right? Piss poor game at best. First half was horrible. 14 total yards on the first half. 4 series, had negative yardage. Not going to win games like that. End of the half, 5 plays for 34 yards, and the last play settling the ball over Tariq Cohen's head, which should have been intercepted, right? But yeah, man, like, we got to do a better job. Granted, definitely in the second half, things picked up, but the Bears defense started to lax a little bit. You can see here that Jordan Howard was still able to have success running the ball. He ended the day with 82 yards, 18 carries, and 1 touchdown. And that touchdown was set up pretty much by Zach Ertz. Zach Ertz was destroying the Bears defense. 9 catches for over 100 yards and a touchdown that he had in the first half. And the setup was pretty much he had caught the ball in the flats and was able to get the field and get the first down, but it was a late hit by Eddie Jackson out of bounds. And we had 9 penalties for 75 yards, which again, this late hit out of bounds set up a score from Jordan Howard running it in. We had a late hit on the quarterback, which set up a score early on in the first half. And then you had a lot of neutral zone infractions, which allowed the Eagles to constantly keep moving the ball up the field, which left the Bears defense on the field a lot longer than was needed, because when you look at the time of possession, the Eagles had 40 minutes time of possession, whereas the Bears had under 20. And from where I'm from, anytime that happens, you typically would see a insurmountable amount of scoring from one side of one team. But granted, in this game, the Bears defense was able to keep them out of the end zone a lot more than what the Eagles should have been in scoring. They honestly, and honest to God, Eagles first half score should have been 28-0. Second half should have been they had about 4 more drives. Should have been probably about another 21 points added on to that. So you're looking at about 49-14. That should have been the score, right? Just a complete thrashing of the Eagles against the Bears, in all honesty. And I'm a huge Bears fan, and it just shows you, and it just hurts to know that this team has just been playing that bad, right? But I will say this, Bears did have success as far as like running the ball a little bit better. You saw a play action pass from the setup of the run, 53 yards to Taylor Gabriel. He ended the day with 3 catches for 69 yards, and that set up a David Montgomery run, a touchdown run, his first on the game. David ended with 14 carries, 40 yards, and 2 touchdowns. And you saw, again, like Bears defense step up a little bit more after getting that touchdown. And then you saw the emergency or the awareness, like we can actually win, only being down 19-14 at this point, with Tariq Cohen almost scoring, but getting down to the 1-yard line, David Montgomery jumping over into the end zone there. And you get this urgency, like we can win, and then you have another opportunity to get the ball and try to score, and you miss. And then the Eagles stay on the field for about 8 minutes. 8 minutes left, and they kick a field goal. So it's like defense at that point just fucked up. Like, there's no other way of saying it. It's been too many times late in the game or just in like scoring drives to where the defense have been on the field for long periods of time. It's either due to penalties or miscues on the defense, and that's got to stop. Like, it's got to be better communication. You can see in this game that the chemistry was off. Communication wasn't there. Guys just not knowing who to pick up on, if they're in zone or man coverage, it seems like. And it's a lot of like mishaps and a lot of pointing the finger, like, well, what's going on? Wasn't you were supposed to? Like, you got to know what you're doing out there and what players being called and ran. So besides that, though, 4 sacks on Carson Wentz. Eddie Jackson and Roquan Smith both had 10 tackles, but those are pretty much the only highlights I saw for the offense and defense. Pat O'Donnell, 8 punts, 3 inside the 20, 1 touchback, and a 72-yarder. So that's something there. But you know, just like this game started, it ended the same way with just you know, us not, you know, having success at all, and Adam Shaheen fumbled the ball. Granted, it was only 25 seconds left, so what possibly could we have done? I think the ball was maybe around like the 25, 30-yard line when they kicked it off to him. But, I mean, with 25 seconds left and no timeouts, it's rare for especially any team, but especially this Bears team, to be able to get the ball down the field and score. And then we would have to go for 2 to push overtime. So it was just bad, you know, just bad. Complete overall team loss. Got to do better next week. We got the Lions next week, division game. Hopefully we can win out the rest of these games of the season. Got 8 games left, so we could possibly go 11-5. So, you know, and that could potentially put us in the wild card, because if you look at the standings here, we would have an opportunity to actually, you know, be in if, you know, these other teams kind of lose out and don't win as many games for the rest of the season. So we're not in bad shape, but we're not in the best either. So we got to do a better job, though. But that's all I got, man. Drop a comment down below what you guys thought about the game. Like, share the video, please, because that helps grow the channel. Hit that notification bell so you can be alerted when I drop new content. And yeah, man, always remember you can't take a bad nap. Bear down. Peace.